Opus 4.6 versus Sonnet 4.6 versus Haiku 4.5. Welcome to the Claude model comparison for 2026. Today we're breaking down Anthropic's three current models side by side: Opus 4.6, Sonnet 4.6, and Haiku 4.5. Same architecture family, very different strength. We'll cover capability, benchmarks, pricing, use cases, and how to pick the right model for the right job. 3 minutes, everything you need to know. Let's start with the specs table. All three models share the same 200K context window and 64K output limit. Opus and Sonnet both have access to the 1M token context beta. The differentiation isn't about capacity, it's about what each model can accomplish within that capacity. Opus 4.6 is the smartest and slowest. Sonnet 4.6 is the balanced middle tier. Haiku 4.5 is the fastest and cheapest. All three support vision, extended thinking, and computer use. Opus and Sonnet get the new adaptive effort parameter, low, medium, high, and max, which lets you trade reasoning depth for speed on a per-request basis. Now the benchmarks. On SWE Bench Verified, the industry standard for coding, Opus leads at 80.8%. Sonnet is right behind at 79.6%, and Haiku holds its own at 73.3%. That's less than 8 points separating the flagship from the budget model on real-world coding tasks. Where the gaps widen, Arc AGI 2 for novel problem solving, Opus hits 68.8%, Sonnet 58.3%. OS World for computer use virtually tied at 72.7% and 72.5%. But here's the surprise. Sonnet 4.6 actually leads Opus in several categories. Best in class for office productivity at 1633 ELO, best for financial analysis at 63.3%, and best for tool use and MCP orchestration at 61.3%. Opus dominates on long context retrieval, 93% at 256K, and has the lowest misalignment score of any Claude model at 1.8 out of 10. Pricing deep dive. Opus 4.6, $5 input, $25 output per million tokens. Sonnet 4.6, 3 and 15. Haiku 4.5, 1 and 5. That's a 67% price drop from the previous Opus generation. Flagship intelligence has never been this accessible. But the sticker price is only the starting point. 3 optimization levers change everything. Prompt caching cuts input costs by 90%. The batch API gives you 50% off everything for async workloads. Smart model routing, sending 60% of your traffic to Haiku, 30% to Sonnet, and only 10% to Opus, reduces average cost by about 70%. Stack all three, you can cut effective costs by up to 95%. Look at the real-world example. 14 million tokens per month on Haiku with caching and batch costs just $10.50. Use cases by model. Which model for which job? Opus 4.6 is your pick for complex multi-step reasoning, large-scale refactoring across 50 or more files, legal analysis, it scores over 90% on Big Law Bench, novel problem solving, and mission-critical agentic workflows where quality is non-negotiable. Sonnet 4.6 is the daily driver, coding assistance, office and productivity tasks where it's literally the best model available, financial analysis, tool use and MCP orchestration, customer-facing chatbots, and content generation. For most developers, Sonnet is the right default. Haiku 4.5 enables scale, high-volume classification and routing, real-time chat, data extraction, multi-agent orchestration as a sub-agent worker, pre-processing pipelines, and any deployment where cost or latency are the primary constraints. The key insight? Sonnet beats Opus on office tasks and tool use. Pick by task type, not just by price tier. Cost per task report and smart routing. Let's make pricing concrete. A short chat reply costs less than 2 cents on Opus and under half a cent on Haiku. A full feature implementation, 100K input, 20K output, costs $1 on Opus, 60 cents on Sonnet, 20 cents on Haiku. Even a complex refactor across 200K of context is only $2.25 on Opus. The pie chart shows the recommended routing strategy. Send 60% of your traffic to Haiku for classification, routing, and simple queries, 30% to Sonnet for coding, analysis, and content, reserve only 10% for Opus, the hard problems that genuinely need maximum intelligence. This routing pattern alone cuts your average cost by about 70% compared to sending everything to Opus. Which model should you use? Decision guide. Need maximum reasoning depth? Opus 4.6. Need coding, analysis, or content? Sonnet 4.6. Prioritizing volume, speed, or budget? Haiku 4.5. Office tasks done perfectly? Actually, Sonnet, it leads the field. Building a multi-agent system, Haiku workers with an Opus or Sonnet lead agent. Budget is your top concern? Haiku with caching in batch. The bottom line, there's no single best model. There's the best model for your specific task. Key takeaways. 6 takeaways. Opus 4.6 is the most intelligent model available. 80.8 SWE bench, 93% long context retrieval, lowest misalignment score. Sonnet 4.6 is the best value in frontier AI. It leads in office tasks, finance, and tool use at 40% less than Opus. Haiku 4.5 enables massive scale at 1/5 the price. Stack your optimizations. Caching, batch, and routing can cut costs by up to 95%. All 3 models share the same context and output limits, so pick by task complexity, not price tier. And for production systems, use smart routing. 60% Haiku, 30% Sonnet, 10% Opus. Thanks for watching. The right model isn't the most expensive one, it's the one that matches your workload.